Many years ago, I was visiting with a former pastor who was now working in the area of as a funeral director. We were talking about issues related to grief and loss and mourning and all of that. And he had written a few things, biblical references and things, but he said, nowadays people just have a hard time dealing with grief. I mean, because we're even told that if you're a Christian, you shouldn't grieve. But of course, the Bible says we shouldn't grieve as though we have no hope, but we grieve as those that have hope. Our hope, of course, is in the resurrection. Our hope is in the reality that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. But do we need to grieve? And if so, how do we grieve? And what's the principles of grief and loss and the process of mourning that's necessary to bring about healing and restoration? Well, really, the book, Grief Relief, that's what it's all about. It's to help people understand the principles of how to go through the grieving process. Everyone does it different. There's no one specific way, but this book deals with key principles, again, to help you to grieve well. The Bible says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." One question I ask many people, especially in the counseling process, is what happens to those that never mourn? Unfortunately, they're never really comforted. They don't come to the place of acceptance where they can embrace life again as God intended. And so the book Grief Relief was written for that very purpose, to help people and to help counselors to help people work through issues of grief. And so I really hope that you'll get a copy of this book. It can be a great, just a reference book for your library, but also it really does provide principles to help you, to help others to grieve well. God bless.